Hi, I'm Nan Lee, and this is Chair Total Body Fitness. Today we're going to do an exercise routine that is mostly done in the chair, but we begin by standing up. So I want you to stand up with your feet hip width apart, your shoulders are over your hips are over your knees, and your ankles are directly below your knees. Now if you need to, for balance sake, stand a little bit wider. By all means, listen to your body. Throughout this exercise, I want you to listen to your body, and if some of the things we do are a little beyond what you're capable of, just try to do the best you can in this moment, and if you practice regularly, you'll see really wonderful changes. So Tadasana means mountain, standing mountain. So you consider yourself a tall mountain. And we're going to begin with sun breaths. So I want you to inhale up and exhale out. Now if it's available to you, come up on the balls of your feet. Inhale up, exhale out. Once again, inhale up, exhale out. And then I want you to make a triangle of your legs. Float your arms up even with your shoulders. Soften your knees, take a breath, and as you exhale, you'll go towards your left side. Inhaling as you come back, exhaling as you float over. Each time you widen your stance a little bit. Inhaling, exhaling, and again. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, Chair Total Body Fitness is a fusion of Pilates, yoga, and core strengthening. So one of the yoga things that we're going to do today is called power yoga squats. I want you to cross your arms and take a hold of your earlobes. Press against your ear bowls. In other words, pinch them, but not so much it hurts. And then you're going to inhale down and exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Now, if you can only go part way, that's fine. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Last one. Very good. So in yoga, we breathe through our nose. We close our mouth and breathe through our nose. However, if that's not available to you, you breathe the best way you know how. This is a Pilates ring. We're going to use the Pilates ring off and on throughout our exercise. You can buy these on Amazon. They're called magic rings or Pilates rings. You can buy them at Dick's. Okay? So right now, I want you to put this Pilates ring between your ankles. Now, walk your feet together enough to where you can feel the dynamic tension of the ring. Now, if you need to, I want you to stand behind your chair so that you can hold on to your chair. Your hands can go anywhere. I usually put mine on my hips. Then you lift up one foot and pump. And then switch feet. Switch. Switch. I'm doing about 10 to 12 pumps each time. If in the beginning all you can do is 3 or 4 at a time, that's fine. Be nice to yourself. Let yourself come along the continuum of fitness. Last one. Very good. Okay, So now we take the Pilates ring and we hold it behind us. We're going to hold it with just the heels of our hands. So when I hold it behind me, it's as if I'm going to sit through the ring. Now this is very difficult, but over time you get better. Take a breath, exhale, squeeze. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. One more. Very good. And my students and I always say, no more flabby arms when we finish that exercise. Okay, so now take a seat. And before we go any further, in case you don't have a Pilates ring, you can always use a ball. These are like $1 a piece at Walmart. So you can use one of these. You can put it between your legs and practice what I just showed you. Okay? And there's also these resistant bands. All right? So, when you sit in your chair, I want you to make sure that the core disc is overlapping. Core discs are also available on Amazon or sometimes at Walmart and always at Dick's or other sporting goods stores. So we're sitting in Tadasana, seated mountain, shoulders over hips, flat lap, knees over your heels, and then your feet hip width apart. Okay? So you're way far away from the back of the chair. Okay. Float your arms up. These are called saws. Lift up through your sternum and draw your navel in towards your spine. Take a breath. And when you exhale, I want you to come all the way down to your foot as you look up the line of your arm behind you. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, down you go. Inhaling, and make sure you come all the way up. Exhaling. Remember to look up the line of that arm behind you. Remember to come all the way back up. Spread your wings. I usually do 8, but sometimes when I talk I lose count, so I think that was 8. All right. So now we're going to do saws with hamstring stretch. By hamstring stretch, I mean I want you to lengthen out your leg, make sure your knee is slightly bent or soft, and let your toes peek back at you. Lift your arms up again, lift up through your sternum, draw your navel in, take a breath, and when you exhale, you're coming down. When you inhale, you're bringing that foot back and putting your other foot out. Remember to look up the line of your arm behind you. Now that's for your neck. All right, so that brings us to tiger's breath. In tiger's breath, what we're going to do is roll our shoulders up towards our ears, draw our navel in, and draw ourselves closed as we exhale. So we're pushing all the air out of us. And then we sweep forward, lifting up through our sternum. Lift your gaze to where the line of the wall and ceiling meet, and you take a breath in. And then this flows. Okay. We follow this with windbreakers. Now, in windbreakers, you're going to pick your leg up and press your knee towards your shoulder. That's real important. So as you exhale, we do 3 sets. This brings us to Nadi Sadhana Pranayama, which is a beautiful sounding explanation for alternate nostril breathing. So even if you're a left-handed individual, I want you to use your right hand. You use your right thumb to plug off your right nostril, and you can use your ring finger or your middle finger to block off your left. So initially, we're going to inhale through the right nostril, exhale through the left. Inhale left, plug it up, let the air out your right. So I want you to do 5 rounds of this, okay? So here we go. Word of caution. When you're doing alternate nostril breathing, never hold your breath. So when you bring your breath up, let it immediately out and back and forth. So you want it to flow. That's called a vinyasa, letting things flow, all right? So keep that in mind. Now, we're going to do our sun salutations. Sun salutations have been adapted for the chair. I'm going to talk you through this the entire time. So you're sitting in Tadasana. Remember that you're sitting with your bottom right in the middle of this core disc. If you don't have a core disc, just sit towards the front of your chair so that there's no contact with the back of the chair at all. So you're sitting in Tadasana, shoulders are over your hips, nice flat lap, knees stack over your heels, feet are hip width apart. Now if you're short, your legs might come down a little bit, right? There might be a slope, and that's fine. Don't worry about it, okay? So sitting in Tadasana, we'll raise our arms up, palms face one another. Take a breath, and when you exhale, fold from your hip flexors to pick up the sun. Lifting the sun, we lift our gaze to where the line of the wall and ceiling meet across the room. I want you to lift up as far as you can, and then let your arms sink back into their sockets. Breathe. Bring your palms together. We'll create steeple with our forefingers. Take a breath, and when you exhale, I want you to lean towards your right hip. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, lean towards your left hip. Return, release your hands, and on your next exhale, fold from your hip flexors to return the sun. Releasing the sun, sit up straight and flip your palms towards the front of the room. Breathe. This is Dandasana. It would be the high plank if you were on the mat. Remember, you're trying to breathe through your nose, but if you have asthma or COPD, you breathe the best way you know how. On your next exhale, I want you to draw your left foot back onto the ball, and both hands come back in front of your chest. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and then down towards your hips as you draw your navel in. And press into your hands and feet, but not at the expense of your joints. Breathe. This is Chaturanga, crocodile pose. On your next exhale, let that left foot come forward, flat, even with the right, as both your hands come onto the chair, grabbing the chair side. Lifting up through your sternum, drawing your shoulder blades together. Lift your chin slightly, And you can lift your gaze or keep your eyes closed as you come into Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. Breathe. On your next exhale, let that left foot come forward onto the heel. Right foot follows. Both knees are soft, and then both starfish hands come up and out. Drop your chin to your chest as you draw your navel in, coming into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now, if you were practicing on the mat, you'd be striving to make a V shape out of your body. So keep that in mind while you're practicing downward facing dog in the chair. On your next exhale, I want you to draw both feet back in right angles to your knees as you lower your arms, coming back into Tadasana. Notice that I have starfish hands. On your next exhale, draw that left foot back onto the ball as both hands come back in front of your chest to return to Chaturanga. Remember, you're lifting up through your sternum as you're drawing your shoulders down towards your hips, pressing into your hands and feet, but again, not at the expense of your joints. Breathe. Now on your next exhale, let that left foot come forward, flat, even with the right as your hands return to the chair sides. You're holding on to the chair, but it's not a death grip. You're lifting up through your sternum, drawing your shoulder blades together as you lift your chin slightly. As you return to Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose, you can begin to feel how the energy is flowing up from the soles of your feet, up through your legs to the base of your spine. Breathe. Now on your next exhale, release your hands and let your arms come forward, palms face one another. On your next exhale, fold from your hip flexors to pick up the sun. Lifting the sun, you lift your gaze to where the line of the wall and ceiling meet. Breathe. You want to stretch up as far as you can, and then let your arms sink back into the sockets. Now bring your palms together and create steeple with your forefingers. That's an option. If that's not good for you, don't do it. Always listen to your body. And on your next exhale, I want you to lean into your left hip. Inhale, you return to center. Exhale, lean towards your right hip. Return. Release your hands. And on your next exhale, fold from your hip flexors to return the sun. You release the sun and sit up straight. Flip your palms towards the front of the room. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and down towards your hips as you draw your navel in, coming back to Dandasana. On your next exhale, draw the right foot back onto the ball as both hands come in front of your chest. Remember to draw those shoulders up and then down and draw the navel in as you press into your hands and feet. Breathe. On your next exhale, let that right foot come forward, flat, even with the left, as your hands come to the chair side. You're going to lift up through your sternum, drawing the shoulder blades together. Lift your chin as you come into Bhujangasana. You can begin to feel how the energy is making its way up your spine. Breathe. On your next exhale, you're going to bring your right foot out Left foot follows, both knees are soft. Release the chair and let starfish hands come up and out as you drop your chin to your chest, drawing your navel in, breathing. Coming back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. On your next exhale, draw both feet in, right angles to your knees as you lower your arms, returning to Dandasana, the high plank. Breathe. If you're only able to hold your arms like that, that's fine. Adjust as you need to. On your next exhale, we'll draw the right foot back onto the ball as the hands come back close to the chest, drawing our shoulders up, drawing them down towards our hips, drawing our navel in, pressing into our hands and feet as we come back to back to Chaturanga, the crocodile pose. And now on your next exhale, let that right foot come forward, flat, even with the left as both hands come back to the chair. Lift up, draw the shoulder blades together, lift your chin and breathe. Coming back to Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. You are the mighty cobra. Feel the energy and the power within you. Breathe. On your next exhale, release the chair and let both hands come forward. Palms face one another. On your exhale, fold from the hip flexors to pick up the sun. We'll salute the sun one last time, lifting up through our sternum and breathing. On your next exhale, fold forward from the hip flexors to return the sun. Releasing the sun, bring your palms together to create Anjali Mudra, bringing them to the prayer position at your sternum. Bow your head. Take this moment to set your intention for today's practice. Breathe. Namaste. So namaste means the eternal light that shines inside of me acknowledges it and recognizes and bows to the eternal light that shines inside of you. So it can be a greeting, it can be a goodbye, a hello. It's a very positive message to your fellow man. When I talk about folding from the hip flexors, here are your hip flexors. So instead of folding from your waist, you fold from the hip flexors. Okay, I want to make that clear. The other thing I'd like to make clear is the core disc. This core disc is just like a balance ball. It has the same function as a balance ball without any risk of you rolling off the ball and hurting yourself. So you place, it has nubs on it, so you place it on the chair. You always want it to kind of overlap the chair because you want to be sitting away from the back of the chair. And you sit down in the center of it. And each time I want you to be conscious of sitting in Tadasana, shoulders over your hips, a flat lap and knees that stack over your heels and your feet hip width apart. Now, if at first you begin using the core disc, it's a little bit of a problem, spread your legs a little bit and it'll help, okay? And gradually you'll be able to bring your legs in and you'll get very good at this. Now when you roll around on the core disc, you're actually massaging your spine, not just your lower spine, but your entire spine. So It's a very helpful thing. It also helps you sit up straight. So we're going to begin with our Pilates ring workout. Okay? So as I said before, you can get these on Amazon. Sometimes you can buy them at Dick's, and very occasionally at Walmart. So you want to hold it with just the heels of your hands. Don't wrap your hands around it. Hold it with just the heels of your hands. Lift it up so that it's right in front of your chest. Now, once again, roll those shoulders up towards your ears, down towards your hips, draw your navel in, and we're going to pump. Okay, you're not trying to like squeeze it to death, just pump. So here we go. Now I did 20, but if you can't make it to 20, that's fine. Do what you can. Now, I want you to put it right on the bone. Find the bone. All right? This is your right hip. Again, lifting up through your sternum, drawing down, drawing your navel in. That goes unsaid. And we begin. Good. Switch hips. This is your left hip. I'm a mirror of you. Our little salute to Suzanne Summers, we put it between our thighs, right? If you need to hold on to it, go ahead, okay? Feet are flat, and begin. Good. Now I want you to step through it. Put it in the same place you just did, only on the outside. All right? Begin. Very good. Now bring it down to the outside of your ankles. Now if you have varicose veins or something going on that makes this hurt, just move it up or move it down wherever it's best for you. All right? Remember, you're sitting in Tadasana. In other words, you're engaging your core. Take a breath and begin. Notice that my knees aren't flapping very much. Some people get like that. Well, you're trying to keep the work from the knee down. So that's why my hands are on my knees, and I'm just pressing out, and I'm making sure my feet stay there, and you can really feel it strengthening the muscles in your hips and your lower stomach. Step out. We're going to put it between our ankles, just like we did when we were standing. And by the way, if you have trouble doing this standing, remember, stand behind or next to the wall. Stand behind the chair or next to the wall. So make sure you don't fall down. That's the last thing we want. All right? And then begin. Very good. Back to the beginning. And right hip. Left hip. Remember, keep that core engaged. Thighs, inner thighs. Step through. Remember, anchor those feet. Outer ankles, or wherever it doesn't hurt. Hands on your knees. You're trying not to flap them. And that's a skill, okay? It takes time to conquer this. So be patient with yourself. Always be nice to yourself. Be your own best friend. All right, we're going to step out. Place it between our ankles. If you have a lot of lotion on your ankles, this thing will slip around. So always keep that in mind the morning you plan on doing your exercises. Okay, one last go round. Here we go. Be sure to engage that core. Draw those shoulders down. Okay, right hip. Left hip. I had rotator cuff surgery one time, and so the muscles in my right arm atrophied, and I wasn't supposed to lift weights. So I began with the Pilates ring, and the Pilates ring really, really helped my arm. And now both my arms look identical, which I was sort of embarrassed for a while. Okay, the Ode to Suzanne. Here we go. Perfect. Step through. I'm waiting for you. Okay, let's go. All right, outer ankles. Put your hands on your knees or your thighs so you get some biofeedback, and go. All right, step out. One last time. Put it between our ankles. You can see one time I did it through my clothing, and you can do that, okay? Especially if you have slippery ankles from putting lotion on them, okay? And remember, you're not trying to kill this thing. And release. All right, very good. So this is the Pilates ring, made by a lot of different people. You want to make sure that you get one with the pads. Sometimes they come with just foam right here, and those are generally really weak. So you want to make sure you get these pads. Plus they're nice in case you have a tender spot. All right, so that brings us to what I call the March to Nowhere, which is actually an adaptation of spinal balance. So I want you to lift your right leg. I'm your mirror. So if you get messed up, you can just look at the video and see that it's my right leg that's up and my left arm. Okay, and we're going to hold it. And switch. 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 Don't lean back. Switch. 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 switch, 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 again, switch, switch, switch. This is our last one coming up, jazz hands. Switch. And you're done. Very good. Okay, this is where it really feels good to go ahead and roll around kind of on that core disc. And I also want to tell you that, you know, you can always lose the disc. You can always take it out, and as you gain expertise in the routine, you can add it back in, okay? Because we don't want you falling on the floor. All right, so the next thing I do is a yoga position called Matsyendrasana. And I want you to take your left foot, I'm a mirror, take that left foot, and you have a choice. You can snuggle it, or you can cross your ankles, your choice, wherever you feel most stable. Take your right hand and put it on your left thigh, and take your left hand, and I want you to grab actually the chair seat right in back below the rest. Lift up through your sternum, and with a level chin, I want you to exhale into the posture. I want you to look over your shoulder as far as you can. Your eyes have muscles too. Breathe. Close your mouth and breathe. Now release your hand from the chair first, then release your head. Come to the center, undo your feet, and this time I want you to take your right foot, and it can snuggle or it can cross over. Left hand to the right thigh, right hand to the chair seat, right? Grabbing onto it, lifting up through your sternum, exhaling with a nice level chin into the posture, looking as far as you can. Matsyendrasana is the asana that wrings out the toxins in your liver, your kidneys, and your spleen. It also helps the lower GI tract do its job. Release your hand from the chair first, then your neck. Come forward. And in between, after you've uncrossed your feet, you can do a little bit of this. We always do this twice. So left foot snuggles or crosses over. Right hand to the left thigh, left hand to the chair seat right behind your bottom. Lift up through your sternum, exhale into the posture. Breathe. You'll notice that the second time you do this, you can turn more deeply into the posture. Now release your hand from the chair, let yourself come around, undo your feet, and this time it's the right foot snuggles or crosses over, and the left hand comes to the right thigh, the right hand goes behind, lift up through that sternum, and exhale with a level chin into the posture. Now this is an excellent one to keep you safe on the road. I know we have mirrors in our car, but we also have blind spots. And you can really look into the area around your car and save yourself from an accident. Now release your hand, release your neck, come forward, undo your feet. Perfect. Okay, So now we're going to go into more yoga. This is called the Warrior Series. With the whole thing is about balance. So first we're going to begin with, again, your left foot snuggling or crossing over, your choice. Your hands will come together in Anjali Mudra. That means the prayer mudra. You take a breath, and when you exhale, you can lift your arms up overhead. If you want to, you can create steeple. And if you want to, you can spread your arms, whatever feels good to you. Breathe. This is tree. On your next exhale, bring your hands back down, undo your feet, and we're going to take our right arm and it's going to go straight up as our left arm goes straight down. We're going to inhale as we look up the line of our right arm and exhale as we look down our left. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Once more, inhale up, exhale down, and then airplane out. Taking a breath in as you do, and then exhale as you fold your wings. I want you to inhale the breath of determination and exhale any kind of self-doubt. Inhale the breath of hope and exhale hopelessness. Inhale the breath of joy. And exhale sadness. So now we're going to do the Dynamic Warrior Series. So I would like you to turn in your chair and you'll begin on your left side. So I want your left booty and your left thigh on the chair. Now if this disc proves difficult, just remove it. I want the left knee to stack over the left heel and your left foot is your anchor. Now, the right foot. Now, if you have to, you can sit like this, okay? You always want to take care of yourself and listen to your body. So, baby steps. But if possible, get up on the ball of your right foot, and it can be here, it could be here, or it can be stretched out behind you. Listen to your knee. Make sure that your knee is okay with that, okay? Then your left hand goes down on your thigh, your right hand covers it. You're looking straight ahead. I want you to roll your shoulders up towards your ears, down towards your hips as you draw your navel in. And on your next exhale, I want you to float parallel arms, palms face one another, up. Lifting up through your sternum, feeling all four corners of your left foot. Breathe. This is Dynamic Warrior, Virabhadrasana. Now on your next exhale, without changing anything from the waist down, I want you to turn at the waist, drawing your arms down even with your shoulders to come into Parshvavirabhadrasana, powerful warrior. So you're looking out the line of your forward arm and then turn your head and look out the line of your back arm. The goal is to have them even with your shoulders, but I understand that if you have shoulder issues that your arm might be down like that. So you just do the best you can. Always listen to your body. And on your next exhale, we're going to drop the back arm and lift the forward arm, turning the palm towards the front of the room. And you're looking up the line of that arm. This is Reverse Warrior. Breathe. Remember, you're striving to breathe through your nose. And on your next exhale, let yourself come back into Powerful Warrior. And immediately check your alignment fore and aft. Even if that arm is not there yet, still check it, because this is for your neck. Now we're going to fold your forward arm, bring it in close to your body. Try not to lean on it. Flip the palm of your back arm and lift it up. Pause for a minute for Exalted Warrior and then bring it on down. I always stop right at chin level, but you can stop wherever you like. And then sneak a peek at your knee and make sure your knee is still stacked over your heel and it's pointed towards your baby toe. Breathe. And on your next exhale, Draw a beautiful arc out. Coming back to Powerful Warrior. Flip your palms towards the front of the room. Lift up through your right arm as you come into 12 and 6 o'clock. Imagine your arms are the hands of a clock, and you want them on the same plane. You look up the line of your arm towards the ceiling. Remember, there's nothing special about the floor. I just have really long arms. So don't feel like you have to touch the floor. Now press into your feet as you come back to Powerful Warrior. By the way, that was called Trikonasana, triangle pose. And then your hands will come to your hips. You'll turn towards the center of the chair, wide-legged. Hands come up, starfish hands. And then you can kind of roll around on your disc. And this is called Scary Goddess. And I want you to let out a war whoop, letting all the angst out that may be bothering you right now. So 1, 2, 3, ah! Okay? All right, now let your feet come out onto the heels. Soft knees, starfish hands as you come into 5-pointed star. Breathe. Then bringing your legs in, bringing your hands in, we'll vogue. Strike a pose. So you're never going to be younger, and you're probably never going to be prettier. Okay, so everything we did that way, we're going to do this way, because we don't want this side of our body to be jealous. So you're going to turn and you're going to sit down on the chair. Remember, you can get rid of your disc if you need to, and then build your way to doing the exercise with the disc. So the right booty and the right thigh are on the chair. The right knee stacks over the right heel, and the right foot is your anchor. Now remember, you can sit like this if you have to for balance sake. That's fine. But if you can, get on the ball of your foot. You can be here, here, or you can stretch it out behind you. Okay? Be cautious of your knee. Your right hand is going to go on your thigh. Your left hand's going to cover it. You're going to lift up through your sternum as you draw your shoulders down towards your hips, drawing your navel in towards the spine. And on your exhale, you're going to float parallel arms up overhead. Now, if you want more, you can do sort of like a back bend, a minor back bend with this, if you like. And that's something you might do later on after you've been practicing for a while. Remember, this is dynamic warrior. And on your next exhale, if your foot is like mine, extended and on the ball of a foot, go ahead and turn that foot so it's flat. And then turn only at the waist to draw your arms down even with your shoulders to come into Parsvavirmandrasana, powerful warrior. And remember, you're checking your alignment fore and aft. One of the things my back arm wants to do is come this way. So I have to stretch it back. What that does is it opens up the thoracic cavity and prevents that kind of dowager humping that can happen as you age. On your next exhale, I want you to drop that back arm, lift up the forward arm as you turn your palm towards the front of the room. You're looking up the line of that elbow, breathing. And on your next exhale, float back into powerful warrior. Again, checking the alignment. Now, fold that forward arm, rotate the palm so it faces the ceiling, lift it up. Pause for exalted warrior for just a moment and bring it on down. You're looking out the line of that arm, out your fingertips. But sneak a peek at the knee, make sure it's still stacked and it's still pointed towards your baby toe. And then on your next exhale, usually we do 3 full breaths. On your next exhale, beautiful arc out. Coming back to powerful warrior. Now, stretch forward, flip the palms, lift up through your left arm as you come into 12 and 6 o'clock. Now, if it's better for you to have your arm behind your leg, that's fine. Breathe. And on your next exhale, come back to powerful warrior. Checking alignment one more time. Then hands will come to your hips. This time I want you to come back to Tadasana, seated mountain. And your right arm is going to go straight up, your left arm down. You're going to inhale up the line of that left arm, exhaling down your right. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And then airplane out, taking a breath in as you do, exhaling as you fold your wings. We'll inhale the breath of peace. Exhale chaos. We'll inhale the breath of faith and exhale faithlessness. We'll inhale the breath of fun and exhale sitting on the sideline, being bored. And then we'll sit right back up again. And now we're going to take that right foot and it's going to snuggle or it's going to cross over. Your choice, remember. Hands will come together in Anjali Mudra. And then as you exhale, you're going to float right back up again. Breathe. On your next exhale, you release. Now this time I want you to keep your feet just like they are. And then open up your arms. And you're going to take right over left before the elbow if possible. And then wind your hands back around to bring them together. Now if all you can do is catch a thumb like this, that's fine. You do the best you can. As we come into Garasana pose, eagle pose. Breathe. And release. So we're going to switch our feet back around. Now it's going to be left over right. Open up our arms. And now it's right over and back again. Breathe. So hopefully we have stretched every single muscle in your body. We've opened up your thoracic cavity. We've stretched the hamstrings, 2 things that contribute to getting shorter and shorter as we age, which is really unnecessary. Undo. And I have good news. You can undo your feet too. You can lose the disc. And I want you to sit all the way back in your chair. Close your eyes. Now, if you're really short-legged and you do have the disc, you can always put your feet there so that you're not straining to get your feet on the floor. Because I've had students that are very petite. So, close your eyes and let your eyelids grow heavy. Let the heaviness in your eyelids spread all the way down through your cheeks to the tip of your chin. Touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth and let your jaw relax. Imagine that the heaviness in your eyelids has spread to your forehead, relaxing your brow. Then imagine that that same relaxation has made its way to the crown of your head, impacting your thoughts, lifting away troubling or worrisome thoughts. Feel it move into the muscles and tendons in your neck, relaxing them and teasing out stiffness and tenderness. Relax your shoulders and let your breath come naturally. Give yourself the gift of complete relaxation for the next several moments. Begin with your upper arms, the deltoids, biceps, and triceps. And as you feel those muscles relax, feel the relaxation moving down through your elbows into your forearms and through your wrists into your hands, relaxing fingers and thumbs. Now relax all the muscles in your back and deepen your breath. As it deepens, release your navel and your pelvic floor muscles, your hips and buttocks, your tailbone and sacrum. And as you find yourself growing lighter and lighter, let that lightness of being move into your legs, relaxing your quadriceps and hamstrings, flowing through your knees to your calves and ankles, and spilling into your feet, relaxing all four corners, including your toes. And as you continue to let your breath come naturally, open your heart, renew your spirit, and rest. Begin to find movement in your hands and feet. So that concludes Chair Total Body Fitness. Namaste.